What's up everyone, Nikos here with Premier Guitar at Studios, Athens, Greece, and today we'll be talking about acoustic guitar strings and hopefully help you choose the kind that works best for you. Before we dive into this video, please hit subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss any of our new uploads. As we've covered in our video on how to choose electric guitar strings, the most important factor that determines the sound of an instrument is by far the player. However, your tone will certainly be affected by other things, such as tone woods, microphones, pedals, pickups, amps, and of course, guitar strings. The material your guitar strings are made of, as well as their thickness or gauge, will have a significant impact on how a guitar feels in your hands and even changes how it sounds. This is especially true with acoustic guitars and different string types, because there are fewer variables between the instrument and what the listener hears. There's less processing between player and gear, so strings are a bigger part of the tonal equation when it comes to unplugged instruments. Nowadays, guitarists have tons of options regarding materials, gauges, and coatings to select for their acoustic strings. Gauges play perhaps the most important role in how a guitar feels while you play it. They are measured in 1/1000ths of an inch, and string sets are commonly named after the thickness of the thinnest or high E string and of the thickest or low E string. For example, most acoustic options range from extra light or 10 to 47 to heavy or 14 to 59 and anywhere in between. Some guitarists may perceive and assume that larger or thicker gauge strings provide a louder, richer tone, but other factors like playing style, with a pick, hybrid, or fingerstyle, amount of attack against the strings, the guitar's construction, and the string's material all play into volume and dynamics. It's worth noting that you may find that heavier strings are more difficult to play than lighter ones, so it's up to your ear and dexterity to make the right call for your acoustics. Today we'll be focusing more on the effect that different materials have on the tone of your guitar, and to do this we'll be using the same Taylor 414 CE with different types of Diodario 12 gauge strings featuring steel and silk interwindings, phosphor bronze, nickel bronze, and bronze. All the strings tested today have a steel core center. Beginners might have trouble detecting the subtle sonic differences between string materials. However, with a little patience, practice, and exposure to various options, you should start understanding how these factors translate to improving or altering your guitar's sound. Hopefully, with today's information and back-to-back comparisons, you have a better picture of what type of strings could better match your musical style. A few other things to consider when thinking about switching strings are how much sweat and oil your hands produce, causing corrosion, and what your budget is, because prices can increase depending on the brands and materials. Lastly, it's worth mentioning again that your choice should ultimately be based on what your ears and hands tell you. So try as many string types as you have access to, and remember that your preferences may evolve over time as you become more experienced. Thank you for checking out this acoustic guitar string overview. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.